Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the kitchen and the culinary scene here at Roth Living. My name is Ben Davis. I'm executive chef here at the Roth Living showroom in Denver, welcoming you to this edition of Ownership Experience for the Wolf Convection Steam Oven. I hope everybody who's tuning in today has a convection steam oven or is planning on having a convection steam oven in the very near future, because this is really quite a remarkable appliance, and I know that once you've got one installed, you're going to love using it. But today we're going to cover all those basics of use and care for using the convection steam oven. We're going to try to get in as much as we can, and somewhere between an hour and a half's worth of content today. This one always goes a little bit longer than some of the other ownership experiences, simply because the convection steam oven has so much to offer. We want to make sure that we are going to illuminate as much of it as possible for you today. So just a couple of housekeeping notes before we get started. Just remember that the link that brought you to today's event will take you back in the future to a recording of today's event. So should you need to refresh your memory on something like taking the oven door off in order to clean it, or perhaps you need to clarify something about convection steam as a mode or something along those lines, just use that same link, take you right back, and you can watch it again should you need to. Secondly, should you have a question, and I really do encourage you to ask those questions using the chat feature on the YouTube live screen that you're using to attend today's stream, just type in that question. Emma and Connie are behind the computer today. They're going to relay those questions to me directly. I will try to make sure I repeat the question so you know it's your question that's being answered. But let's get those questions answered for you today. Certainly make things a lot easier. If you've already used the oven a few times and you've got those nagging questions that you needed answered, make sure you ask them. And nothing is too basic, so ask away when you have those questions that need to be clarified. And then just make sure that you're using that cookbook that came with your Wolf Convection Steam Oven. Make sure you use that book. They've got some tried and true recipes from our chef colleagues in Madison, Wisconsin. So they've developed all those recipes. It's a great way to understand how your oven is functioning, how it thinks, if you will. So that'll be really nice as well to make sure you use that cookbook. The other thing I need to mention is that in the description of today's class, in the YouTube screen, you're going to see a couple of hyperlinks, couple of links in the bottom of the page to a couple of documents that I might refer to today during the class. The first one I'll definitely refer to, and that is this gourmet guide for you. So you know the gourmet settings in your oven allow you to choose what you want to cook, not how you want to cook it, but what you would like to cook. And then the oven will walk you through on-screen instructions, step by step by step, take you through how to prepare that particular item should it be in the list. Well, the only way to know that list would be to actually scroll through the entire series of processes on the oven itself. Well, that's pretty tedious and a little time consuming, and you probably don't want to take the time to do that. So what we've done is we've typed them out. We've put them here in a printed form. You can download this document off that screen on your YouTube live description of today's event. And you'll see that it has in exact order that they would show up in your oven, right? So when you hit the gourmet setting, the first category is always vegetables. The first vegetable is leaf spinach. And then this document, which is 6 pages long, follows through exactly as they would appear if you scrolled through continuously. So you'll see it'll show you the mode with which the oven is planning to cook that item. It'll also show you the temperature and then the time. And if, on the rare occasion, you need to preheat the oven to do that particular process, that will be denoted here on the far left side for me, right side for you guys. So then just know that this is downloadable. The other thing that's downloadable for you there is also a nice guide for cooking grains and rices in your convection steam oven. Our chef in Minnesota, Chef Mike Shannon, developed this for us and can put it together, but it has basically the different types of rices and grains and the ratio of rice to water, and then the time, and always knowing that you're steaming at the highest temperature, 210 degrees, pure steam mode, and then there's a few notes here on the side that Mike has provided. So you can download this as well. Very helpful if you like to make quinoa, different types of rices, things like that are all right there in your at your fingertips so you can see that. So as you can see in front of me as we get started today, I've steamed some bagels. These bagels went through a nice 6-minute steaming process, and we're going to quickly finish them off just to sort of illustrate those two base modes in your oven, the steam mode and the convection mode. So these were steamed 210 degrees. And when we talk about steam in your oven, let's remember that steam basically means that your oven is producing 100% humidity inside the oven cavity. So it's 100% humidified. The steam is not providing the heat in your oven,